Hi.
Hello, hi.
I'm Ollie from Eurogamer. This is obviously the closest many of us will get to driving a Formula One car. What for you is the most striking or realistic aspect of the game?
I think it's really well done, and the graphics are really cool as well. At the moment, a little bit too early for me to judge what I would do better or what I would do different, because I just started to play it a little bit. But it's good to drive, so that's always my personal most important thing. If the car is good to drive and good to handle, then I would rate the game quite high anyway.
The main difference between Formula One games and other racing games is obviously the sheer speed of the cars. What advice would you give to a player in order to cope with that?
Yeah, well, I'm always into online racing, and I know the market pretty well. So most of the games are touring car games, so it's a different world. When you go in a Formula One car, you brake really a lot later, and the speed is so high and the grip level is so high, so I think it's just more extreme in every area. And probably if you take a corner in a touring car in third gear, you take it in Formula One in fifth gear. So that's my advice: just take one gear up and you will be fine.
Did you play a lot of racing video games as you were growing up?
Oh yeah, I started, I think once the PlayStation came out, I started with it, and then I went through all the consoles like Xbox, and then finally on the PC games as well. But yeah, I think it's a really good way to learn new circuits, to prepare yourself a little bit to the next race as well, because as I said, the simulation games is really, yeah, it's real, you know, it's very authentic, and it's really good to play. And you can learn about the setup, you can learn about the driving lines, and also about racing. When you do really online racing, there are quite a lot of people, they're really competitive, so I think it's a good tool to have at home just to get into the groove.
So you see yourself racing competitively in this during the off-season perhaps?
Exactly, yeah. I always do it, yeah. I always do it in the winter time. I spend my time a little bit at home and play, of course, with a different name in some online races, and it's a lot of fun, and it's sometimes really hard to win, because those guys, they're pushing really hard, and so I have to really have the perfect setup and do a perfect lap to be competitive there. It's nice, and the best thing, I think, you do it just without pressure. You sit at home, you can do whatever you want, nobody's watching you, so you can have real fun at home and driving a car.
Do you think it's a good way to get into motorsport through playing motorsport video games?
It's probably the easiest way and the cheapest way. If you go the classical way, is karting. Karting is quite expensive already, and not too many people can afford it. So I know some people, they just race online, and they seem to be very talented. So I think it's the first step you can do to actually find out if you are good in the sport or not. That's how you learn the basics, but of course on a stage you need to do the real sport, because then it's a different feeling. You feel the car moving around, and it's all about not having the control only in your hands and arms. You need to feel the car in the body, and then also do the right decisions and setup work, the technical work, and all the outside influence, the surroundings are coming in, and then it gets more difficult. So I would say it's good to learn. It's a good first step, but it's too early to say if you're good in racing, on online racing in a simulation, that you're also a really good race driver in real. That's a little bit too much.
Okay, one last question. What are your hopes for the rest of the Formula One season?
My hopes? Well, at the moment I'm on P10 in the championship, and I'm looking to be on 9th position for the end of the season. It's just 3 points in front. Michael Schumacher is just 3 points ahead, and that's
got to feel good.
Yeah, and that's I think it's possible to overtake him. Gonna be difficult, of course, but there's some real good circuits coming up for me: Spa, Monza, and Suzuka, and the car will be fine there. So I'm very positive.
Great. Thanks very much for your time.
All right.